Hello, anybody who's watching this. Welcome to my reaction to Corpse Killer 3DO, Angry Video Game Nerd, AVGN, by Angry Video Game Nerd, or by Cinemassacre. If you actually want the channel name, I watched a lot of AVGN videos, but I haven't seen one in probably months, so I have a couple that I haven't seen, so I thought, why don't I do a reaction? And this one came out May 28th, which is 2 days ago. Probably less than 2 days ago. So I thought, why don't I react to it? Maybe people will enjoy it. If they do, I have some more videos that I haven't seen of his that I can do a reaction to. And also whenever the new ones comes out. But for now, just another experiment I'm trying to do. Yeah, that's about it. If you have a video for me to react to, use the donation link in the description below. I'll get to your video as soon as I can. As soon as possible, and chances are high. So, whatever.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of Angry Video Game Nerd. I'm about to leap
welcome,
into a fermented pile
James.
of zombie crap with nothing to defend myself with other than a 3DO controller and my own wits. I tried watching Shaun of the Dead for some extra survival tips, but unfortunately, it's not streaming in the United States.
Oh, is it a VPN
Thankfully,
ad?
I had ExpressVPN.
ExpressVPN reroutes your connection through another country's server, allowing
I'll
you to
watch it
unblock
just as-
geo-restricted content. So I just swapped my location from the US to Japan, and the movie showed up. Using ExpressVPN, I was able to unlock thousands of previously hidden films by switching between servers
I can't
from
remember the
countries
word.
around the world.
Like
They have
Honored,
super
not
fast
really.
speeds, so everything's always in HD quality
Okay, whatever.
with zero buffering, and it's really easy to
I'm
use.
stupid.
Now I feel ready to take on the army of the undead, thanks to ExpressVPN opening up Netflix's entire library to me. At less than $7 a month, it's a no-brainer that ExpressVPN is the world's #1 rated VPN.
Find out how you can get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free by heading over to
Strength over the duck.
expressvpn.com/cinemassacre or by
Cool.
clicking the link in the
I don't
description
know
below.
I'm dead.
He's the angry video game nerd.
Not a full song? Not anymore?
Well, here we are
That's
over a
the
decade
best.
later, and I'm actually going to torture
For the best, because not because the song is shit. It's good. It's actually, I really enjoy it, and I probably remember every word of it. But so it doesn't. The intro doesn't take actually
myself
a minute
with this
and a half.
ass pile of a game.
I first mentioned Corpse Killer in the Sega CD episode way back in 2007,
Oh.
so I shelved it and haven't thought about it since then, which is like pissing up a drainage pipe.
Oh,
It
look
comes
at him.
right back.
It's also like on
So young and
Thanksgiving
pure.
when your family's sitting around the couch watching football after dinner, just blowing hot turkey farts into the cushions. Then a week later,
Okay.
you plop down on the couch and that week-old turkey fart cloud envelops you. Well, that's Corpse Killer. And now, after all that time, I'm still not reviewing the Sega CD version. I'm reviewing the 3DO version instead.
Oh.
Why is that?
Okay.
Because they're all the same. You couldn't
Oh.
even take two shits as identical as this shit.
It was on PC, Macintosh, and if
I
you
guess it
really
did.
want to get down to business, there's the Sega CD 32X version.
It's a CD game, right? So it's just a video. You can't really change much. It's already just like a video thing.
Meaning you have to own both shitty consoles just to play the same
God,
thing.
I remember that.
First of all, how does that work? One system uses cartridges and the other uses CDs. It's not like the game is a compact cartridge disc hybrid. I know that would be pretty amazing, but it's just a CD.
And second, what kind of marketing tactic was that? The 32X alone was a failure, so making special games that require both 32X and Sega CD was just forcing
Yeah.
a failure on top of a failure. And since they only made 6 games like this, I'm guessing didn't do too well.
There's also an enhanced version on the Saturn, Corpse Killer Graveyard Edition. It's still pretty much the same, but it goes full screen and even has zombies that get all up in your face. What really wrenches my taint, though, is the fact that someone ported this abomination to modern consoles. There's a copy for the PS4 and the Switch in full
Oh,
HD.
yeah, quality
Corpse
looks
Killer
good.
in high definition? More like high defecation.
The fact there's still
Sure.
enough demand for a game this shitty, even today, blows my mind. With all the actual good shit out there that deserves a remake or HD edition, we get Corpse Killer on the PS4. What the hell, man?
So, what
I don't know,
is
don't ask
corpse
me.
killer? Or more specifically, what is a corpse killer? How could anyone kill corpses?
It would be like toasting toast
Well,
in a
that's why it's
toaster.
zombies,
Once
I
it's
guess.
toast, that's what it is. It used to be bread, so you never put toast in a toaster. Actually, that's not true. If you're not satisfied
Yeah.
with how toasted your toast is,
Probably
you
can.
can put it back in the toaster. Come to think of it, I do that all the time. Because it's not like you can see the toast when it's in the toaster. You can't tell if that toast is as pale as a ghost or overdosed to utmost roast. What game are we talking about now?
Oh yeah, corpse killer.
Corpse Killer, yeah.
I will not
How
say
can you
toast
forget?
for the rest of this goddamn review.
Such a masterpiece.
Alright, game, you're getting reviewed now. It's a baffling mess of shit
Oop.
graphics, piss poor control, and vomit inducing sound, all set to a backdrop of a low budget B movie. The B movie part is fine, but when you mix a B movie with a shitty game, it's like making cake batter out of monkey barf and horse piss. All the live action scenes were directed by John Lafia, the writer of Child's Play and director of Child's Play 2. No kidding. Sandwiched
Okay.
in between the cutscenes are levels where you play as a nameless Marine and walk slowly to the right on some jittery ass backgrounds. Scale and perspective have absolutely zero meaning on this island. There's a bunch of airplanes in this level that look smaller than the zombies. And here there's giant fucking skeletons all over the place. Seriously,
Jesus.
look how giant these
Titans.
motherfucking skeletons are.
Well, they
Kind of reminds me
were.
of Terminator 2, the arcade game, if they made the whole game over a weekend. Calling Corpse Killer a game is far more than it deserves. You'd have more fun navigating a
The only
DVD
game like this I
menu
played,
with
I
your
think it was
dick
Duke
tip.
Nukem.
So anyway, the object of the game
that
is
was
to
Duke
save
Nukem, I
all your
remember.
fellow Marines from the evil
remember the
Dr.
actual
Hellman. I'm guessing he decided to give up on his mayonnaise empire and move on to raising an army of voodoo zombies for world domination or some shit. Hellman is played by Vincent Schiavelli. You might remember him as the hobo ghost from Ghost, who teaches Patrick Swayze how to use his ghost powers. So, you parachute in
I
and
haven't
get
seen that.
attacked. Here you meet your two companions, Winston, your driver and guide, and Julie, a no-nonsense reporter looking for the scoop on the zombie-infested island. They're only in the
Okay.
game to move the story along and shuttle your ass to areas filled with zombies that can only be beaten by walking to the right. You walk to the right in a village, a swamp, the beach, old temples, and airports. There's a ton of places you walk to the right, and that's all you fucking do from now
Yeah.
until you beat the game or say fuck it and shut it the hell off. On your way, you can collect special bullets. They're required to kill the boss enemies and these weird jack-o'-lantern looking guys. But they barely give you any throughout the game. The first time you get to a
What do
place
they
where you
do?
actually need to use them, I only had 25, which wasn't
Okay.
enough to do shit.
You need to get the special bullets. Without them, you can't beat the boss. But the game doesn't have the courtesy to give them to you, so I just keep getting to the same point and dying over and over.
At one point, I started hitting random buttons thinking it might do something, and it did all right. It kicked me out of the fucking level.
Oh.
Hitting the C button stops the game dead in its tracks
Why
and
C?
kicks you out to this weird menu screen. If they put the option to abort the level in the pause menu, I'd be fine with it. But making it a regular button that you're more likely to hit by accident is just shit. And I know
Yeah.
for a fact it also does this in the Sega CD 32X version. And if you want to confirm, I'm guessing it probably does that in the regular Sega CD version as well. So somebody must have thought it was a good idea. Oh yeah, it was a real good idea. So anyway, I get to this
probably
menu,
think that
and
they
all it
say-
does is
said
show
fuck
you
it.
pictures of enemies and
And
other
it didn't
crap.
change
It doesn't
anything.
give you any useful info or anything, so why even have it?
Isn't Shadow Man the what's the game called? Raid Shadow Legends. Internet historian's guide to recommend it, to advertise it.
Eventually,
Shadow
I
Man.
found out how to get back into the game by selecting the map. This is where the game switches things up a bit. You can go back to the main game, but it starts you at the beginning no matter how far you got.
What?
This really scraped
Why?
my scrotum. I hit one fucking button by accident and I'm booted back to square one.
If you want, you could actually do some side quests also. Depending on what you
do
choose,
you even
you
need
can do
that button?
missions that get you health power-ups, special ammo, or you can choose to do quests for Winston or Julie. If you help Winston, he just finds a bunch of treasure and talks more shit. That's it. It has absolutely no bearing on the game whatsoever. If you
Okay.
help Julie, you get some backstory into the events in the game. All in all, these quests are just a waste of fucking time. The last thing I want to do when I'm playing a horrible mess of a game is extend the duration of suckery and do unnecessary garbage.
Yeah.
So the first level you have to
I
beat
feel
is
like that
Zombie
with some
Town.
games.
It's just a giant wall with zombies throwing a bunch of crap at you. It's pretty easy, but you have to play the same exact level like 5 fucking times
hell is
throughout
that?
the game. After you beat it, you can either choose the
What was that
village
weird
or the
ball?
swamp. It's the same thing either way. You fight the same 4 enemies until you walk far enough to the right and the game progresses. Other than the regular zombies, there's these weird shadow guys walking around. They're just lazy palette swaps of the same zombies, just without any color or detail. So if you shoot them while they're dark, you get hurt. You have to wait till they light up, then they kill every zombie on screen. Oh, and about those jack-o'-lantern zombies,
interesting.
they're completely immune to normal bullets. Only the special bullets kill them, but you need to save the special bullets to kill the boss. So you have a decision to make. Either take a hit and lose life, or use that special, precious ammo. All the zombies look like absolute ass. They slide all over the backgrounds and look like they're hanging by wires, because I'm pretty sure they
Because
actually
they
were.
are, yeah.
Some are wearing whatever clothes they showed up in, and others have shitty Halloween masks on. They look like they just went into the Halloween section of a dollar store and bought up anything they could. On
Probably
November
fought quality
1st,
shit.
you eventually make your way
Like
inside
one of the
the
original
fortress,
games,
which
so
is
nobody
filled
can
with a
tell
bunch
what
of middle-aged dads in pink shirts.
wearing.
I guess they're zombies, but they look like a bunch of golfers wandering around an ancient temple.
Yeah, I thought that was just a
one of the
normal guy.
zombified Marines attacks you, and you have to turn them back by using the special ammo. That is, if you have any by this fucking point, because I didn't. I got to this part 5 times and never had enough ammo to finish it. So I had to abort the level and
It's way
start
too fast,
all
eh?
over again.
I wasted more time on this than I want to admit. I mean, who wants to go around telling people that they played Corpse Killer for 8 hours over their weekend? You sound like a psycho, especially if you said it to a random person on the street.
So
Yes.
I'm not proud of this, but after getting absolutely nowhere for hours, I had to use cheats. I know, it's fucked up. The 3DO doesn't have a Game Genie, but it does have the Game Guru. There ain't no magic on this console. There wasn't even an infinite ammo code, just one that gives you a lot of bullets. Even cheating on the 3DO sucks balls. Eventually I got up to the boss and changed them back.
I gotta
Excuse
say,
me?
I really hate this game, but it's kind of hilarious.
After you change
The
your
fuck
buddy
was
back,
that?
you hang out with them and drink some
Is his
shit
head
out
gonna
of a
blow up?
skull that replenishes your health, and then head back to defend the graveyard.
Okay.
So the graveyard serves as your home base in all this. I mean, that's pretty smart. The heroes decide that the best possible place they could make a home base during a zombie apocalypse
Yeah.
is a fucking graveyard!
They are corpse
So from
killers
here,
though,
you
so they
run through
can
the
kill
village,
them.
head to the fortress, fight more
while they're
jack-o'-lanterns
dead.
and sad golfing dads, then save another marine, rinse
Ah.
and repeat. That's it. Oh, and every time I go through a cycle of levels, I have to reset, delete my previous save, then go back to the Game Guru to put the code back in. If Merriam-Webster called asking for the dictionary definition of tedious, I'd say this right here.
Why?
All that shit just so I can see these Oscar-worthy cutscenes.
Yeah, for the effects and for the acting. Did he just come?
Apparently,
gachi-mushi with that
transforming back
acting.
from a zombie makes you feel like you just jizzed lava into your boxer briefs. After repeating this 4 fucking times, you finally face off against Mr. Mayonnaise himself, Dr. Hellman. And it's one of the most incredible sights I've ever
Why Mr.
seen in
Mayonnaise?
FMV history. And I say that without an ounce of sarcasm.
Why they couldn't commit to doing it first person?
Oh, good lord!
Fuck.
The final boss of this game is a JPEG of Vincent Schiavelli's face, spitting an endless
Yeah.
stream of zombies at you. You know, I'd find this whole fight hilarious if it weren't the most frustrating thing possible. Basically, I don't even know if I'm winning or not. Zombies just shoot out infinitely
There's no way to
as the
tell.
picture shifts around and gets more and more ugly. The problem with this fight is you have to beat 2 levels before it, and if you get hit on either of those levels, chances are you're completely fucked for the boss fight. Seriously, this fight goes on forever. Hundreds of zombies fly at you, literally hundreds. I spent about an hour on this fight alone because I died
Okay.
about a shitload of
Strange.
fuck times. It was demoralizing.
It's a death scene?
It's okay. Death is really, really cruel.
Oh. Are you gonna say not the
Imagine
end?
trying to build something out of Legos, but every 5 minutes someone comes into the room, smashes what you've built, and shits on them, and then you have to start over using the poopy Legos. That's what this boss is in a nutshell.
If you actually manage to beat
Okay.
this shit, you
That
get
never
treated
happened
to a
to me.
hilarious death scene.
But
Then you get a bunch of stock clips of fighter jets
I could have
shooting
acted
cartoon
better.
lasers at the base till it explodes.
why lasers?
Oh, also you get to see Julie in a swimsuit for some
Oh,
reason.
hell yeah.
How, when, and why the hell she changed into a swimsuit makes no
Well,
sense.
it's 90s.
My guess is they needed something to ease the pain of having to spend your weekend slogging through this useless excuse for a video game.
Yeah.
All in all, Corpse Killer is just a waste of disc. The entire budget no doubtly went to the production of the B-movie scenes, and barely any effort went into the actual game part
B-movie in
of the
the way
fucking
of
video game. This is why
with
FMV
insects?
games were a dead fad more than anything else.
Of course.
People focused so much on the hardware capabilities back then, and the bits and the graphics.
Great graphics.
If you're amused by watching shitty movies and pressing buttons, this is right up your alley. More like right up your ass.
Just don't
Now,
press C.
hopefully, I didn't mention any other awful games in past episodes that you're going to want me to torture myself with. Oh, no cliffhanger this time? Okay. All right, well, I'll see you next time, but for now, it's time to kill this corpse.
It's already
Motherfuck.
dead. Alright. I don't know what she's talking about. Looks like a very fun game that I definitely never want to play. I don't know, if at some point in my life my parents would have bought me Sega CD or something like that, would I be happy? Probably not. Probably not. I'm curious if there's anybody who actually got Sega CD when they were young, and then did you enjoy it? Did you like it? Do you hate it? I'm very curious about that. Maybe I can just Google it and see. Maybe there's a like a subreddit of people hating 3D, not 3DO, the Sega CD. Maybe 3DO too, because I don't think it was a good console. I don't remember, but I think there is an AVGN video about it that I've seen a long time ago. So, thank you anybody who watches. I appreciate it a lot. If you want to help me, you can subscribe, because like 90% of people who watch my channel are not subscribed. And I hope to see you next time. Goodbye. Have a great life, because one of us has to.